Hey, be quiet. We're filming. Trying to make a YouTube video here.
Josh and Joey here with Uintagarage, and this is part 2 of our cage building series.
We just finished up the basic DIY 4x kit. We've got the family bars installed, the B-pillar installed, we've got the halo in, and the DIY grab handles. So now what we're gonna do is take that basic kit and show you how you can modify it to be just as strong as any of these custom kits you see online, and also aesthetically pleasing.
Throughout this whole video, we're going to show you the additions that you do to the DIY 4x cage kit to make it a fully functional and actually a very, very strong cage, strong as any custom cage that you can get. The DIY 4x kit is a basic kit. There are things that you have to add to it.
So the first thing we did was add some more reinforcement to the halo.
And we talked about headroom before, and we talked about triangulation. So as you can see, there's no squares in this. We bent for headroom. We had to bend these bars in order to have space for people's heads to go. Came back here, we still have full functioning of the dome light. We have all the way, you can see on the front how you back up the bars. You don't want dead nodes. You want to back up the bars with other bars, and we're going to have 2 bars that come back off of this, so everything is backed up.
Now that all the bars are in place on the halo, we can go ahead and start getting it welded up.
Now let me tell you about a really neat trick that not a lot of people know about welding the A-pillars in a cage. What we ended up doing was drilling those holes in part 1, and we dropped the A-pillar down through those holes so we could weld the top of the cage and then push it back up through those holes.
So then when the A-pillar plates are in place, it covers the hole.
Yep, you never know it was there.
Nice. Put my fingers on the trigger.
Is the welder on?
You're right, turning it up if needed.
So once the halo reinforcements were in, we added a bar across the dash to support the A-pillars and one across the back to support the C-pillars.
So as we continue on to add parts to the DIY 4x cage, like we said before, in this truck, this is kind of a do-it-all truck. This is not a really hardcore off-road truck. So you've actually got a lot of compromises in the overall cage, the way we're doing it. So what you want to do in as many places as possible, you want to add gussets. And we added a gusset here and a gusset there. We don't have a seatbelt bar right here. There's not a lot of structure overall, and we're adding structure with gussets. What you want to do, same as with tube, you want to back up a gusset with another gusset if you can at all possible. It spreads the force more evenly. It allows the cage to handle a heavier impact with less deflection than it could without it. We're going to add several more gussets, but this is an important thing that you need to think about when you're building your DIY 4x cage.
Following Eric's advice, we backed up the tubes, reinforcing the halo with the tubes creating the triangles for the family portion of the cage.
No dead nodes.
We also added another bar here to reinforce the bends in the roof tubes.
Right. It's slightly forward of the bends in order to avoid the head area of the rear passengers. Although we were running short on time, someone had time to play with the welder.
I wonder who that could have been.
Could have been anybody. We had a very strict deadline to meet on this build.
If we don't finish this build in 3 days, we're gonna lose the shop.
Actually, it wasn't that serious. PB was just due at the paint shop. Luckily, all the guys pitched in to ensure that we got this done on time.
With everybody pitching in to get the tubes bent and cut, Mike got to work in the back of the bed, getting the last of the tubes fitted up.
Yep, and once we had all of the tubes backed up as best we could to eliminate as many dead nodes as possible, we called the bed section done.
So one thing that we wanted to point out to you is we were bending all this tube and we made a mistake. These are a mistake.
Yeah, we were actually bending the tubes for the bedside bar here. Just cut it a little bit too short. We're like, you know, let's make some sliders.
Don't worry if you mess up a bend. A lot of times you can find another use for the tube. So just keep pressing on.
And remember, happy little mistakes aren't just for Bob Ross.
Those sliders turned out great.
Yeah, they're functional, strong, and I love the look.
With this cage, we're gonna do frame tie-ins. This Blazer is running 40-inch tires, and so we needed to flex this out to make sure that the plate that the A-pillar attaches to does not hit the frame. We needed to check for clearances so that we can run a plate from the A-pillar brace on the bottom of the floor right into the frame. So this will help stiffen up the frame substantially. If you look right here, you can see that this bumper is into the body at this point, and it sits about a ½ an inch away from the body when it's down. When you brace everything to the frame, this will almost eliminate all of that frame flex. So we are tying the whole cage into the frame. We've got one tie plate up here on the A-pillar. We've got another tie plate that will actually go to the sliders, which are attached to the frame on the B-pillar. And we're gonna triangulate each one of these mounts. None of them are gonna be square. They're all gonna have an angle at them to prevent shear. And then we will have our final mount here at the very, very back of the frame. Once again, it does two things. It stiffens the frame and it adds safety and rigidity to the cage. We're about done with everything that we've had to do on this cage. So we took a DIY 4x cage, the basic cage kit with the family bars, and we added a substantial amount of things to it. So we've already shown you up here what we did for triangulation. Remember, in cage building, you need triangles. Triangles are the strongest shape. So we did not do any straight bars up here, but we left room for somebody's head just in case a tall person rides in here. There's still plenty of protection. So if you come over here towards the back, you can see that we did gussets. This cage is a compromise because it's a family cage. It is not a hardcore wheeler. It's a weekend wheeler that is able to do hardcore trails. So we added some gussets here just to add overall strength to everything. You can see up in here that there are no squares, there's no rectangles. Everything is triangulated. All the tubes are backing up with another tube. All the way over there, everything is backing up at least one other tube, even when you include and go down all the way down to the floor. We put in floor plates and everything. There is only one dead node in this cage, and it's almost, well, there's two actually, and they're almost unpreventable in a family style cage. But if you come around here to the back, you can take a lower look at the cage And you can see that there are no real straight bars in it. You can see that there's quite a few triangles in it, but more specifically what you can see is no rectangles and no squares. Those are not strong cage shapes. Triangles are strong cage shapes. In addition to the floor plates on this particular build, we added gussets down from the floor plates to the frame. And that does two things. It reinforces the frame, prevents the frame from twisting, and it adds a safety aspect to the cage. It adds a lot of strength to the cage. There's no way that these plates can ever punch through the floor, even in the most extreme rollover. So we took DIY 4x cage kit and we added bracing, some gusseting, and we ended up with a cage that is a really, really stout cage. This cage will take a pretty hard hit and not move. And it's awesome. So there.
So Joey, in the last video you mentioned that you thought you might have to remove the vacuum door on the passenger side.
Right, I was concerned about that. However, luckily you can keep the vacuum actuated door for the AC. It works, no concerns at all.
Nice. So now that the cage build is all done, what do you think?
I really, really like the cage. I want to reinforce with something that we've said multiple times in this video. This is a compromised cage. I will be adding some additional supports, some additional bars down the road, but I have to wait until my kid is out of his car seat first so I can get him in and out without a huge amount of hassle.
Right, it's really hard to get family in and out of a tube fart, so you've got to make some compromises.
Absolutely.
All right, be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching Uintagarage.
This is what happens when you build a cage for 2 days until midnight every single freaking night or later. You guys gotta stop moving around. Making noise. I don't feel serious. Hey, thumbs up, thumbs up.